Ooh, ah, ee.
Ooh.
Ooh. Peel that banana open because it's time for the Bro Force Squad review on War for the Planet of the Apes. Fresh out of the theater, I'm Matt Geiger, along with Brian Banner. And Banner, before we get to our 5 criteria, I want to take us back to a segment we haven't done for a while because I know that your boner is full of blood. So go ahead, it's time for Banner Scores the Score of this movie.
Guys, this is the best score in a movie that I've heard in a long time. Michael Giacchino is the guy that does it. This is his best work. This is also a guy that has done Mission Impossible movies, Jurassic World, Rogue One, Star Trek Beyond, The Incredibles. Oh, and did I mention he did Doctor Strange and Spider-Man Homecoming? This was in a movie that doesn't have a lot of dialogue, you need a very good score. That fucking delivered.
Matt Reeves fucking killed it in this movie. And before we get into anything, obviously we grade everything on 5 criteria: cast, story, best scene, impact on pop culture, and rewatchability. I'm not going to say anything else because I want this to be Apes driven, but I'm fucking stoked for him to direct Batman because this is a fantastic movie. They definitely get better as they go. As we said, spoiler filled, but if you're not sure if you should see this movie, go see it. It's fucking fantastic. So, Banner, I'm going to throw it to you. Cast. Go.
Cast was awesome. I'm going to leave Woody Harrelson to you because I know that's your boy.
Thank you.
Andy Serkis did a phenomenal job of developing his character, moving his character to the next step as he's done in all the other movies. Didn't do a lot in the first one. Did a great job in the second one. He really drove home his performance in this one. And I'm going to shit on Steve Zahn here for a minute as Bad Ape. Look, in such a dark movie, I get you have to have some comic relief. He was a little over the top. At the beginning, it was kind of a Yoda vibe. It was really cool. But by the end, he was just fucking Jar Jar Binks. He was getting in the way, not funny. I mean, yeah, my theater laughed, but it was just too much in such a dark, serious movie for me. They should have pulled the reins back on him a little bit.
I totally agree with you on him. I guess that BVS has ruined any other dark film that everyone's scared to go completely fucking dark and needs some comic relief. I'm totally with you, though. It kind of took me out of the movie. Thank you for leaving Woody to me. After I finish this sentence, I want everyone to pause this podcast and just think about this question. Have you ever seen Woody in a role where he was not good? Welcome back. The answer is absolutely fucking no. And if you have a role, tweet at us at Broforce Squad because I want to prove you wrong. Let me just take you through some of the shit he's done. Cheers, he was fantastic. White Men Can't Jump. Catching Fire. True Detectives, he did a TV show on HBO. Now, there's one role that I've always wanted to see him redo and revitalize. It's my favorite role in it. And in this movie, he went total Natural Born Killers on everyone's fucking ass. He was fantastic in this. One of the greatest, I think, acting jobs I've ever seen him do, which is really out there. He's been acting for, I think, about 20 years now. He was great in this. Jumping right into the story, go ahead.
Just like Apes 2 did for Apes 1, this is a perfect continuation of the story and the franchise. They went so fucking dark. And I love that this is the first time that we see man versus ape, just straight up big dick versus big dick. I mean, this is what we've been wanting the Planet of the Apes to be since 2001.
What I loved about it is that the opening scene, which we'll get to probably here in a second, apes are fighting with humans on some aspects of this, which is kind of confusing, and they definitely tell the story and kind of catch you up on it. What I love about this is it was finally equal. At the very first movie, the apes were definitely at a disadvantage. The second movie, the apes were at an extreme advantage. This was pretty equal. The apes were really strong in numbers. They were very smart, very intelligent, very strong, but the humans weren't really that bad off. They were kind of in a closed environment. Woody Harrelson was running the reins there, and no one really had a disease that we could see because Harrelson basically killed everyone that did, which kind of leads us right into our best scene. I'll take this one. I
want to say one more thing on story plot. I loved their utilization of Koba, as he is Caesar's demon, and when he had the hallucinations, we got Koba back, because Koba was a very strong character that I was kind of sad to see leave in the second one, and I was very excited that they were able to incorporate him into this story, and how Caesar kind of did turn into Koba at times.
See, Jeff thinks he's still alive, and Jeff Hornacek wanted to be on the pod, but he's trying to get over the virus that James Franco created in the first one. But he thinks he's still alive, and I think that's just because he's a Fast and the Furious fan, and they bring fucking everyone back in that franchise, sometimes 2 or 3 times. But I guess we'll see if they make a 4th or 5th one. But best scene for me, definitely when Andy Serkis and Woody Harrelson meet face to face. You know, it was hard.
Such a good scene.
It was hard to pick a scene that was acting, not definitely direction driven and special effects and everything in this movie, because all of that was fantastic. But just having those 2 actors face to face doing dialogue was absolutely orgasmo in the fucking theater, man. And Harrison just shaving his head, talking about how he killed his fucking son, and it's war, it's nothing personal because I killed your family and everything. It was awesome for me. What about you?
Yeah, after that scene, I wanted to stand up and just start clapping, because that might win. At the end of the year, we're going to do a pod, best story, best scene of 2017. This one, to date, might be best scene of the year. It was so good. For my best scene, I'm going to go with the opening scene, kind of the opening scene and a half.
Yes.
Because that's how you fucking start a movie. We always say on this pod, the first scene doesn't have to be the best scene, but it's got to set a tone. And that set a goddamn tone. Fucking people dying, apes dying, things flying, blowing shit up, and then you go, oh, hey, we're going to give you the feelies, and we're going to kill off most of Caesar's family.
It was fucking awesome. It's like when you go into a gym with a personal trainer, someone will have you stretch and someone will just run you right through CrossFit. This was just going through the theater and fucking doing CrossFit on the first scene. Impacts on pop culture. Keep it rolling.
I want more Ape movies. I don't care how we do it. I don't care what we got to do. Let's get some more. Let's go. Like I said, this is the Ape movies that we've been wanting to see since we got the Wahlberg ones, and that one wasn't very good. I think at the time I thought it was good. Now it is dog shit, because these are so good. Give me more.
There's 2 big impacts on pop culture for me. Both are good. One is we have talked to death on this podcast through episodes, through reviews, that this is probably the best year for movies ever. It's depth, and honestly, this might have been one of the best ones I've seen. I don't think it's better than Logan, but it is great. It's really fucking good. I was surprised, and coming from a person that I haven't seen any of these movies, 2 days ago I saw the first one just because our fans wanted us to do this. I'm so fucking happy that I watched these movies. This was fantastic. The other reason it was big on impacts on pop culture, I have not seen the original since I was 4, and I didn't really understand it then. But Cornelius is the main ape in that, I believe, and Nova's in it too, who is the blonde girl in this who can't talk. So they are really connecting this with the original, and they might reboot that too. I know that Wahlberg's they kind of did, but it was kind of a shitty aspectation of it. So
come on. Don't be that nice to it.
Well, I haven't honestly seen it all the way through because it's on FX and I had to go to like a wedding or something. But Cornelius is just a baby, so they could do like 3 more of these. They could do like adolescent Cornelius when he's like a young king ape running the apes and shit. And I still think Koba's out there somewhere. I think Koba has a big fucking army that's going to show up in the next 2 movies. Rewatchability, for me, man, these get better as they go. And then, honestly, I was thinking of this on the drive home before we were on air. I don't know of many trilogies or any movie franchises that get better as they go. There's always a trip up, but these started off pretty good. The second one was good, and this one was great. And I can't wait for the next one. What about you?
Yeah, I agree with you. This is a movie. In our other reviews, I talked about how, I can't really watch it very much. The first one's super sad. The second one is kind of dark, and it isn't really what we want. You add this one in there, You give me 8 hours, I'm going to sit down and watch all 3 of these back to back to back because of this ending and because of the way that this movie is. Rewatchability is pretty high for me on this one. Same as you. These movies get better. I can't think of a trilogy that doesn't have a trip up in there somewhere. Or even, again, like you said, even a franchise. Especially off the top of my head.
You know, I just thought of this, but if you're a Game of Thrones fan, you will love this because it is a slow burn, but then once it fucking hits on the gas stays on for about a couple hours. And Game of Thrones does that really well. It takes a while to build up, just like this movie trilogy. Like the first one is all about story. The second one, okay, we're going to give you a little taste of action. And the third one, this is all out action for 2 hours in the movie theater. For sure, guys, go see it. There's
still a great story in there too. So
yes, for sure.
Don't think it's just apes running around with machine guns.
Yeah, it's not Transformers. It's a great story in it, for sure.
Great story in there.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. Check us out on our website, bro4squad.com. We're on Twitter. Tweet at us at bro4squad. We're also on Facebook. Give us a like, Bro4Squad Podcast, and subscribe to us on YouTube and iTunes. Until then, we'll see you around the jungle.